Hi there, my name is Paddy Shave, Head of Wine Sales for Brightwells Auctioneers.
And I'm Jonathan Smithson. I'm one of Paddy's auction assistants. Part of my job is to answer the telephone for Paddy because he's a very busy man. And one of the questions that I get asked of a lot is, what is bond? What is selling and buying in bond? So Paddy, what is bond?
Yes, well, items bought and sold in bond, they're stored in a warehouse with duty and VAT suspended. So it's a good way to buy wines for investment because you're guaranteeing the provenance. So when the wine comes into the country, it goes into that warehouse, it stays on that shelf until the time when it's bought by the new owner, or indeed taken out of bond for consumption.
A lot of the people that ring up who've never done it before find it a little bit intimidating. How do you go about it?
Well, you'll certainly need a bond account in order to bid, because we need to know a destination of where the wine is going to go once it's been purchased. But we can help you sort that out. We work with a company called Nexus, who are down in Marlborough, and they look after all our bond management situation. They'll set you up with an account. We waive the joining fee because we've known them a very long time, which means you can set yourself up with an account. You pay about a £3 per case landing fee, and as I say, there'll be about a £10 charge per year. But if you're buying something for £2,000 or £3,000, that's a small percentage of that. And again, sort of maybe 5 years' time, you might find that you've made some more money on it.
Because I hear you talking about different locations when you're talking on the telephone about people who are buying and selling in bond, and these bonds are massive warehouses that are all over the place, aren't they?
Absolutely. So London City Bond have got sites all over the country. EHD, we work very closely with Tanner's Wines, who are up in Shrewsbury, who I've known for over 30 years.
Yes, because Tanner's just looks like a normal retailer, but in its buildings it has a bonded warehouse.
It has a large bonded warehouse, and everything is temperature controlled and looked after in there. Yes, indeed.
And you can transfer between bonds as well.
Yes, indeed. So once you've purchased your item, you've got to send that from the warehouse of the previous owner to your warehouse, to your bond account, and it will sit in your specific area.
A lot of our buyers, again, they tend to be quite busy people, I think it's fair to say. And one of the things they say is, we don't really want any hassle. Is it something that you can help us with?
Absolutely. We just organise everything. So you'll probably end up speaking to Jane, and she will sort of go through the process with you. It's not for everybody, because it's not a question of at our normal sales where you can buy it on a Wednesday and pick it up on the Thursday and take it home and drink it on the Saturday. This is a bit more of a sort of longer term thing, but there are certainly some bargains to be had in bond. And do ring us up and just get involved and see what there is to be done.
And just to reassure anybody, I find bond stuff a little bit mystifying as well. Jane, who Paddy just spoke about then, who tends to be the single point of contact for all the bond stuff, she knows everything about it. She's the oracle. So if you do have any questions, by Jove, she can help you. She's the lady I go to when I don't understand. The other question that everybody wants to talk about is cost. How does the costs work out? Is it expensive?
Yeah, so if you buy something for, say, £100 in bond, you've got your £20 VAT, you've got your £32. This is imagining a 12-bottle case will be £32 of duty. So it might look cheap. Oh, I've got that for £100. Oh, okay, but there's another 50 on top. Plus, of course, there'll be a bit of delivery as well. So, but having said that, if that same case is available retail for 240, well, obviously you've made a bit of money there, and it's worked out pretty well.
And I always kind of get the impression that it's something that is cost effective when you're doing it in not necessarily bulk, but in larger quantities. It's not something that you'd want to do just for the occasional case. Is that right?
I don't think it'd be worth your while just to set up an account for one single case. You may as well, if you're going to go into it, you may as well get into it. And it's the reason it's so successful is because a lot of people do it, and a lot of people make money doing it.
And I get the impression that once our customers, because there's quite a small cadre of our customers that do it, but once they do, by Jove, they really go at it.
Absolutely, yes. And there's a lot of people who just like the process because we've got clients up and down the country, and they'll have large portfolios, and they're constantly managing it and sort of selling some, buying some, selling some.
And taking a long view as well. They're looking at selling it in maybe 4, 5, 6 years' time.
Exactly right, yes. It's one for the committed wine investor, certainly. And then every so often you might want to take something out and just enjoy it with the family or friends. And
it's something that I've heard you giving people advice to hundreds of times on the telephone. So if people wanted to find out more, they just ring you up.
Just give me a call, 01568 619 719, or I'm available on paddy.shave@brightwells.com.
And $1 million question, When is the next one?
So we're running from the 6th to the 10th of July. Bidding opens Saturday the 6th at 10 o'clock and runs till 12 o'clock on the Wednesday the 10th. About 240 lots on offer. Lots will close every 30 seconds.
So there you go, everything you wanted to know about Bond, but were afraid to ask.